without further ado, we're going to get into it. We're going to go into training mode, and I want to show Cirrus a couple of things. Last Friday, I went over some sword stuff, but I went home, and then I remembered that there was some stuff that I totally forgot that I wanted to talk about, and it revolves around the ability to cancel your dashes. So we've talked about dashes in the past. The short is you press your trigger, you dash, and that can be canceled into a lot of different actions, right? So you can cancel it into a jump, and that's called a dash jump. You can cancel it into a spot dodge, which will carry that momentum into your spot dodge, so you have a little bit of a slide in your spot dodge, right? And then you can cancel your dashes into attacks. And the reason that's kind of interesting is because some attacks have inherent movement in them, right? So that's something that's helpful.
Oh, so you just turn around real quick.
Yeah.
And then
So you're doing a dash into it, a jump, and then you do the opposite direction for the attack. You'll see dash jump dares a lot. It's called an X pivot. Sword has a lot of them where you'll want to do it, right? So you dash through downlight, right? That's where you'll see it a lot with sword on the ground, but also you can do it with neutral light. Right, so you have some forward movement in your canceled dash. Usually you have to be pretty close, but there you go. There's your slide charge attack. Once you're slide charging, you can kind of influence that direction. So if you hold away from the stage, you'll slide further away from the stage. If you hold towards the stage, you won't slide as far. This is really, really useful if you're trying to go off stage. Honestly, I don't think you should go off stage.
No. Okay.
So I was going to ask you to play a couple of ranked games, and then once you're at a good point, maybe once we hit around 145, we'll rewatch some of those replays. Usually with those ones that you're X pivoting, it's because it hits in a certain spot first, right? So Blaster's Nair hits above the character first. So when you pivot it, you're hitting that first shot where you want it, which is right above you, as opposed to going blat blat, which will go to the second one.
Come on.
Is where they are. Same thing with Dare. It'll hit. I think it hits just straight down first, and then Hammer Dare, it comes out from underneath. So it's got that scoop motion. So those are the things you want to know. All right, you won your first one on stream.
GG.
Who's the guy playing? That's Cirrus. We've been following his journey here at Brawlhalla. He started off as a tin player, like actually for real tin, not like smurfed his way down to tin or anything like that. He was one of those people. And so far we've been able to get him up to silver. It's going to be a tough journey, but the goal is to get him to plat, and the goal is to get him to take a stock off of Sandstorm.
I won this one. I'm cool to watch it.
Yeah,
we can watch
this one.
We can watch it.
See, he keeps going for that side light. He keeps being right here. And what are you doing right underneath him? You're dashing. Which is good. You're dashing outside of the side light range. But you know where he's going to end up.
Right.
Off the sideline.
So pivot and then neutral light.
Yeah, that's a good option. You also have your neutral signature. Neutral light's going to come out faster.
Okay.
But the short is that you're baiting out the attack. He's stuck in recovery frames. And again, frames. Every attack has three stages. Yeah. Frames is
1/60th.
essentially 60. Yeah, one frame is 1/60th of a second. So he's stuck in his recovery frames.
2.7 in the air. I think it's 1 second on the ground.
All right, and then 1.5 if you dodge in the air and then land on the ground. Ready for it? You now have 2.7 seconds where he can't dodge.
Oh, okay.
You now have 2.7 seconds.
Kind of like punish them
where you can
blowing
go on to this opponent, right? And what do? You let him get on stage, lower that to 1.5, and then you run away. All right, that right there though. What were you attacking at?
Let's see. Let's watch. I thought he was gonna go there. I think. I don't know. Maybe.
So you like this is like, I know it's like super critical, but it's just like when you're rewatching your replays later,
yeah,
you need to watch it and be like, all right,
yeah, like what was I thinking?
He's stacked on top of me.
You know,
and
the flip
I throw
side
an
is
attack way over here.
Maybe I was thinking he was gonna like dash back.
Right. So
and then
you essentially went for a dash back read, but
yeah,
it's Brawlhalla. He could have dashed forward. He could have stayed still, neutralized.
Okay.
He could have jumped up. You know, he could have jumped, fast fall down there. Like, there's a million other things he could have done instead of that one hard read you went for. This is Miami Dome. These two platforms. These are not one jump height. You have to go twice.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why he feels safe up here, is that you have to jump twice to get into range to attack him.
So he kind of knows I'm
jumps
coming.
super far away. But that's fine. Take this platform from him. Go up there. He jumped all the way up here. He's giving up all of this stage they can't see the mouse, but he's giving up literally the entire stage, going way up into the sky because he thinks it's safe up there. So take this stage away from him. Now he has to think about how he's going to land. Is he going to go all the way to this left side? Well, guess what? You have more movement on the ground. You can dash over there. You can dash jump, try to cover his landing.
Okay.
You have gravity cancels, right? Staying below him is a strong position, but you also want to take the stage when he gives it up like this.
Okay.
Like you're just seeing him and you're like, hey, my sig hits in the air. He's in the air. Hey, my sig hits on the ground. I'm going to do my ground sig. Again, grounded moves are a lot safer. And you see, even though you did all this sig stuff, he still got a better punish with the light attacks. Right, see, he got all of that. Overall, it wasn't terrible play. It was definitely your bow was what carried you through that match.
Yeah.
And when you were on axe, that's when you were floundering. So honestly, you could have won that a lot easier if you just stuck with bow. And that's partly why I tell you to play with a weapon or character that you know. Because then, if your goal is to get elo, stick to one thing. If your goal is to get better as a player, maybe more rounded, then what you're doing is not the worst thing in the world.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm a little bit in between. Like, I'll say I don't want the elo, but everybody wants it.